The silence of the early morning was shattered by a sharp cry for help. Dr. Adam Lawson, who was taking his usual jog through Pinewood Park, froze mid-step. His breath caught in his throat as his eyes darted toward the source. Just off the path near a thick grove of trees, an elderly man lay crumpled on the grass, clutching his leg, his face twisted in agony. Adam didn't hesitate. He sprinted across the damp grass, his years of medical training kicking in like instinct. The man's leg was clearly broken, badly, possibly in 2 places. Blood soaked through his beige pants, and a gash above his eyebrow leaked a steady trickle. Adam knelt beside him, pressing his hands firmly to the man's wound. "It's okay, sir. I'm a doctor. You're safe now." The old man, shaking from pain and cold, whispered, "Thank you. I didn't think anyone would stop." Adam stayed with him, comforting him, applying makeshift bandages using his own shirt, and calling for an ambulance. When the paramedics arrived 15 minutes later, they praised Adam's quick thinking. The elderly man was wheeled away, still gripping Adam's hand, eyes filled with silent gratitude. Adam thought little of it afterward. It was just the right thing to do. The next morning, Adam was making coffee when a deep, rhythmic thudding shook his kitchen windows. He stepped outside in his slippers, squinting into the sky. A black and white helicopter hovered low over his suburban home, its blades chopping the air like thunder. His neighbors had begun to gather outside, pointing and whispering. Then, the helicopter slowly descended into the empty soccer field behind his house. Confused and slightly alarmed, Adam rushed over, shielding his eyes from the gust of wind. A man in a dark suit stepped out and walked toward him with purpose. "Dr. Lawson." "Yes. I'm with the Department of Special Medical Services. You need to come with me, sir. Now." What followed felt like something out of a dream. Or a spy movie. Inside the helicopter, Adam was handed a folder marked confidential. Inside was a photograph of the elderly man from the park, except this photo showed him dressed in a military uniform adorned with medals. "That man you helped yesterday is General Elias Monroe. Retired, yes. But one of the most decorated and strategically critical military minds of the last 40 years. Adam blinked, stunned. He didn't mention anything. He wouldn't. He lives quietly, anonymously. He was under surveillance due to recent threats. If you hadn't intervened, he would have bled out. And that would have had consequences we can't even begin to explain." Adam didn't know what to say. His heart pounded. The agent continued, "He specifically requested to meet you again. And he insisted you be honored." They flew Adam to a sprawling military facility nestled in the mountains. There, inside a pristine medical wing, the general sat upright in a hospital bed. His leg was cast, his forehead stitched, but his eyes were clear and focused. When he saw Adam, he smiled. "Doc," the general said hoarsely, "I've faced death on the battlefield more times than I can count. But yesterday, I was helpless. You saved me. I owe you." "I just did what anyone would do," Adam replied softly. "That's where you're wrong," the general said, gripping Adam's hand. "Most people walked by. I saw them. You didn't. You chose compassion. And that is what this world needs more of." Tears stung Adam's eyes. In the weeks that followed, Adam's life changed. The military offered him a position on their elite emergency response team, combining his medical expertise with humanitarian missions around the world. He hesitated at first. He had a quiet life, a small clinic, a loyal group of patients. But the look in General Monroe's eyes haunted him, the look of someone who had seen the worst of humanity and was still grateful for a simple act of kindness. Adam accepted. He traveled to remote villages after natural disasters. He treated wounded soldiers and civilians alike. He became a symbol of healing in places torn apart by pain. And through it all, he carried with him a deep understanding that one moment of compassion can echo louder than 1,000 speeches. Years later, at a ceremony attended by dignitaries and world leaders, Dr. Adam Lawson received a Medal of Honor for his global contributions to emergency medicine. He stood at the podium, looking out over the sea of faces, and told the story of a quiet morning jog, a wounded old man, and the helicopter that changed everything. His final words silenced the room. Don't ever underestimate the power of one small act. Because you never know whose life you're saving, or how it might change your own.